Yeah, I can say my mom's a good cheerleader, but I can never ever credit her for being my motivator. Hey, what's up everyone? So, for those who came here for the mukbang, at least I have a story to tell so I don't completely bore you all. And for those who came for the story, at least I have the mukbang of donuts so I can entertain you all. So again, you don't have to be bored. I thought I could have a stone and two birds. So I hope that's a great deal with you all. Disclaimer, this video is not to criticize my mom or to blame her or show ungratefulness to her. I'm only analyzing the cause and effects and where it led me to where I am today. Yeah, so I hope y'all are taking good care of yourselves, like watching one of my videos, and I'm not gonna keep rambling on, I'm just gonna get to the point. What I mean by I disobeyed my mom is that I went against her philosophy back in middle school because I had a lot of hard times in middle school, and I don't think my mom really did a great job for me to cope with those middle school bullies, haters, and mean people, you know, like the toxic people. I just don't think my mom really knew about it. You know what, I should probably start eating my donuts. Here's the dozen. To really understand my mom's mindset, we have to go back to the time she came to this country. When she was living in Hong Kong, she didn't really had much, you know? Job opportunities were low. The opportunity to go to college was low, so she had to come to the States to get a college degree, and who knows if she was going to go back to Hong Kong or stay here. She was undecided. So she doesn't have that mindset to live the big American dream like my father, because my father had no choice. He had to be in the United States, but he grew up very poor in Vietnam. So my dad told himself like, hey, I want to live like a king. I don't want my kids to live what I've gone through. I'm going to work so hard so they can be hustlers. Already, those two mindsets are very, very different. You can kind of see now how this is going to influence how my mom raised me, because I stopped living with my dad in 3rd grade. My parents divorced and my mom had full custody, right? So my mom raised me as a single mom throughout that time, right? And during that time, she instilled kindness, compassion, always being nice to people, right? She always taught me that. But then here's a problem with that, is that if you're too nice to people, you get taken advantage of. That's why there's a saying called, nice guys finish last. I don't know if it's a cultural reason or is it just her personality, but that's just the way it was. Alright, one donut down. Despite what it was, her philosophical thinking influenced me by allowing people to define me. Because again, my dad always taught me to be your own person, make people respect you. My mom doesn't want to burn bridges, right? Because she's a kind person, she's super nice. Like for example, at a restaurant, my dad would tell people that they didn't do the right job. My mom, on the other hand, is hesitant because she doesn't want to offend the chef or doesn't want to make the waitress or waiter upset. So my mom goes with it. Even if the waitress or waiters or the chefs messes up the order, my mom will still be forgiving. My mom just doesn't want to make a risk of them talking crap about us. How I look at it now is that if we're spending our money at a restaurant, we deserve to get the service we need. Now, I'm not saying go be an asshole and act entitled. No, definitely not. But if you order a rare steak and you got medium, then you need to say something about it. You gotta say something about it. You have to stand up. Throughout elementary school and middle school and a little bit of freshman year, I sugarcoat things. That's why it led to me getting taken advantage of. And another thing of my mom's mindset is designed for me to get defined by people outside of society, making me feel less. If people wanted to define me as a lesser of a person, I would allow that, so long I don't offend them. In 6th grade, well, that's one of the biggest life mistakes I made. My mom never went to an American middle school, and it's her first time. I was her first child that she raised during my time in an American middle school, right? So she definitely lacks awareness of toxic people, fake people, biased teachers towards their favorite students when they're toxic as well. Because of that, it costed me a delay of my ambitions. And my ambitions was to be a YouTuber, was to be an actor, a motivational speaker, all those great impactful things that I'm very passionate on. Because my mom never empowered me about it, it totally slowed me down. It totally hindered me. She gave me the mindset of not offending people or not wanting to be mean to people. So when I did try to make a motivational monologue of me rising above my haters, she was against that. And this connects to my other point about my mom, is that she just doesn't really like me proving people wrong, because to her, proving people wrong is being mean. But what she doesn't know is that when people doubt you, especially when the majority of the society doubts you, It hurts and it's discouraging. It really does suck. Like my dad says, hey Kentren, if you can present your alpha status of being right or doing good for standing up for yourself, make it clear, make it known. My mom doesn't like it because my mom in her mindset is like, oh, it's always good to forgive people when they're wrong. The thing is, no one has the courage to admit when they're wrong, especially middle schoolers at that time. This is from 7th grade on, this is when I started to believe that, you know what, I deserve to live like a king. I am a businessman. I'm a leader. I'm a boss. I'm a CEO. My mom was totally against me having that mindset. But I choose to do so. And that's where I started to write motivational monologues and present them in class to call out my haters. If my mom was in that classroom at that time, she would totally get angry for me to do that kind of stuff. I wanted to let the haters know that, hey, they ain't going to stop me. It's kind of like Abe Lincoln here, because Abe Lincoln wanted to ratify the 13th Amendment that would abolish slavery, right? The southern states, the Confederate states, they were totally against that, right? Whereas most northern states, but not everyone in the North agreed with the 13th Amendment, right? But Lincoln had to get votes and support in order to ratify it from Congress or by Congress, right? That's exactly with my mom. Let the haters and bullies and doubters doubt me and go against me. But I also had to deal with the opposition, the hindrance from my mom as well. That's why I had an obstacle on an obstacle. Here, I'll show you a little ASMR. Crunchiness on the outside. I'll take a bite of that. Okay. Some of y'all think it's gross. For those who are ASMR fans out there, you're welcome. So I realized the lighting's a little different. What happened was that my mom came home. I had to help her with stuff. By the time she left, the sun went down and you're probably hearing some raindrops, and yeah, it's already raining, so please excuse the background noise. Please forgive me on that. So we're going off from the obstacle on an obstacle, correct? 7th and the beginning of 8th grade, that's when I was starting to feel the real pain of not only having to face doubters and people that don't like me about my work, my ambition, my dreams, you know, that I want to do in my life that makes me happy. Along with my mom not encouraging me, not empowering me, not inspiring me to have those thinking, because it just doesn't make sense to my mom why I would want to be ambitious. And I kind of have a point on this, because the reason why it's a highlight, because this is the time where I found out that what I want to be an influencer, I want to be an impactor, I want to be known for my work. Keep in mind, most people in middle school don't know what they want to be. Most people in middle school don't know what they want in life. All they're just going to talk about is just, you know, like all the other middle school BS. I bet you most high schoolers don't even know what they want to do in their lives. But in middle school, I knew what I want to do. I knew I want to be an influencer. That makes you different, and because you're different, you get stigmatized. That's why it was really difficult. This backs up my point about my mom not knowing about middle school society, because if you're different, they want to stigmatize you, right? I guess to my mom, bullying wasn't a big deal. They're gonna grow up from it and not be bullies, right? Which is true to an extent, and I can respect that toxic environment that middle school gives. Because I say that is because of hearsay. Stupid hearsay. Leads to my other point, because people that don't like you or doubt you or have serious hate for you or just want to see you fail or whatever, and this is a life lesson here, no matter what you do, there's going to be people that would want to twist your words, take your words out of proportion, take it out of context, twisted it to fit their narrative about wanting to make you look bad. They gossip it out throughout the whole school, and then rumors are made. It hinders you to fit in or have a healthy lifestyle. But do you know what this seems very similar to? Paparazzis to the celebrities. Because this is what paparazzis do. Paparazzis, they always talk about the celebrities. They always think about the celebrities. They always talk about the celebrities. And then guess what? Once the celebrities make their move, they take a frame of that picture and then they twist it to their narrative just to make them get profits, money, and make a story just to make the celebrity look bad, right? This is what middle school toxic people do. Whenever you're different, whenever you're saying something new, or you're unique, or making a new work out there, they want to twist your words just to fill their empty, insecure heart. All because I knew what I want in my life, but they don't know what they want in their life. So guess what they want to do? They want to entertain their lives by falsing up. But guess what? If my mom told me that, like, hey, Kentren, think of yourself as the celebrity and them as the jealous paparazzis, man, I would have handled middle school a lot better. She just doesn't think it's right for me to live big, and I want to live big. This goes back to my other point with my dad. My dad wants me to live like a king. He wants me to learn how to not let people define myself, but let me make the situation work for me. So my dad would have said, no, Kentren, you tell yourself that you're the celebrity and they're the jealous paparazzis. All because I know what I want to be in my life. In middle school, it makes me like a celebrity. It makes me like a target to people who feel empty in their deep down hearts. That's one problem with the education system, but again, this isn't the video's topic, so I can't go too much into that detail. But yeah, it sucks because you're different. People would want to target you. Again, my mom's compassionate. She's always kind. She thinks everyone has good in them. So she would think that, oh, by the time these people are older, not always the case because it's rarely the case. Oh, sorry, because of stigmatization and insecurity, people would choose to be mean just to fit in, you know? Which makes it harder to be genuine, because if you're genuine, then you're left out and you're isolated. But going forth to 8th grade, I began to have the skills to avoid the haters and mean people, right? But I still witness it on other people. Not only I was able to get my motivational monologues out, I want to be influential. Remember the very first video where I vented huge in my mom's car? My mom doesn't know how middle school society works, so she doesn't know what the heck I was talking about. But I knew what I was talking about, and I totally called out the stigmatization, even though I never heard of the word stigma, but I was basically describing stigma. Some agua. Funny because there's a rain background. A lot of people found me, and then eventually it spread pretty quick at school, and then everyone was talking about it. A lot of people that were victims of the toxicity, they actually liked what I said. This is the time where the haters and the bullies started to be quiet, because in their minds they were like, you know what, let's keep stigmatizing Kentren, let's keep isolating him. All of a sudden, I blow up with my channel, with the viewers, you know, and then they are so shocked. They were extremely shocked that they did not expect me to be a sensation at school. So they started to be silent, because this is a form of me proving them wrong. That had to be mean or toxic just to fit in. Some of them, not all, but some of them came to me and apologized for stigmatizing me and all those negative things. I forgave them because they had the courage to admit that they were wrong. Again, mentioning Abe Lincoln, to destroy an enemy is to be their friend. Now, this goes back to why I would say that to an extent people would mature. And I only say to an extent because if you keep letting the waves of stigmatization flow, nothing's going to change. Be that big salmon that swims against the current. And then guess what? You can flip an opinion or two. Yeah, I can say my mom's a good cheerleader, but I can never ever credit her for being my motivator. I had to take in all the toxicity from teachers, students, and a lot more people around me in the school as the society as a whole. She didn't give me that inspiration, that empowerment, saying that I can do this, that I can rise above my haters. I had to do that all on my own. It took all that suffering from teachers, students, and everyone around me at school. I really felt proud of myself. I'm really proud that I opened a YouTube channel. Along with me being a student in an acting academy, writing my own motivational monologues, you know? And they kind of connect with each other because I use some of my acting skills onto my YouTube channel. What I'm going to get rid of one of my mom's values that she instilled on me is to not worry about offending people. Most importantly, it's about being respected first, and then freedom over safety. I'm not going to risk my ambition just for temporary safety. I want to have freedom to be unique, even if it costs people to not like me. And that's just what I learned. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching this video. And the Krispy Kreme donuts, oh my gosh, it filled me so much. I feel so stuffed. I think I have a food coma now. If my mom's watching this, Mom, this isn't to go against you. This is to really analyze cause and effects about what happened and why it happened and how did it go. And why will I continue from this point on forward? But yeah, no, this video is not to offend my mom. It's not to attack my mom. It's not to blame my mom or to criticize her or show ungratefulness to her. My mom and I have gone through so much in middle school, and we build a lot of bondage. But because not everything is perfect in life, it's crucial to improve and to keep looking out for yourself. Because what I want to tell you all is that your parents don't always know what's best for you, because keep in mind, when you're little, yeah, safety matters the most. But as you get older, is safety everything? I think freedom is a lot more valuable as you get older. This is the time where I say, Mom, I love you, but I can't keep everything that you've given me. I have to find my own new strength that will keep me thriving up in this world, because I know myself the most. Mom, I love you. Everyone who's watching this, I love you again. If you're new to this channel that happened to randomly click and you made it this far, wow, you're a keeper. Subscribe for more if you want to know the updates from this point on, because man, this is going to be a huge journey. And if you like the story, give it a like. Krispy Kreme is amazing. Peace.